Hello and welcome back to Midlander Gaming. So it's been about a week since the last video. I said I'd do some more, probably not as quickly as I thought I was going to do, but here we are anyway. It's only a short one, just giving a bit of a project update of Waterloo, where I've got to so far. So over the last week I've been painting up a few more models, and I thought I'd just run through what I've got for you. So we'll just flick to the other screen and get rid of myself. So here we are. We have some 95th rifles, the skirmish versions. So I've been painting these up. I didn't really take any photos before this stage, unfortunately. So it's I'll try and run you through the steps. So firstly, obviously the bases, they're skirmish bases, so I had to fill in just the little holes, so just use a little bit of like a basing compound, I think it's Vallejo mud or something, to fill those in firstly. And then as you can see, it's pretty much all a wash, or not wash, sorry, all contrast paintings on these. So the silicon grey for the legs and feet, militarum green contrast paint for the jersey, basilicum grey for the hat as well, and the pom-pom things on top is just the green as well. So I'm trying to utilise as many of the colours and do as much of the model as possible using just a small range of colours. The next larger area is the guns, so they're picked out with Gore-Grunter fur, and then the skin is all Gulliman's flesh. The roll bags on the back are Agras dunes, and I think that's pretty much for and I think Agras dunes, possibly snakebite leather for the pouches as well. And that's pretty much it at this stage. Just try and get a bit of a base colour down, and to some degree would be more than suitable for gaming. But as we go up here, we can see I then applied a base. So this kind of mixture, I've just gone kind of for something slightly different to how I've based all my other models. So I've made a bit of a mixture of my kind of it's like a bark scatter. I've got dropped in some green scatter and some little I don't know what this, like little bit of clump foliage. Just mixed it all up in a pot, and I'd PVA the base now and drop all that on. The bases, sorry I missed this stage, the bases play contrast paint again, Garrigax sewer or something like that, I think it is, just to get rid of make a nice dark foundation for basing. So then at least like here, if it doesn't quite fully clear it with all the flock and things, it's not the end of the world if a bit of base shows through. But yeah, that mix, it seemed to work quite well. You can see it a bit down here as well. It seemed to work quite well. And I just added just a couple of clumps on. What you'll see is, in a later picture, is how my old version of basing looked, and it looked a bit less natural. It looks a bit artificial, whereas this looks a bit more natural. So I'm going to continue with this style of basing going forward. So that's the initial paint jobs. I guess it's a bit of a better pictures. They're all done on my phone, so they're not high quality really, so as you can see, sometimes the shading looks different. One thing I did note though on these is it wasn't quite standing out as a green very well, so I did actually put a green wash on afterwards. I think it was like a Thacker green maybe, and then I also picked out the straps with just like a pale sand or something, just to make them show up a bit better. So on this next shot you can see a little bit better. I've just picked out the straps a little bit again, just to highlight them out. Did also when I washed the jackets, I'll just put a little bit of a wash on the pom-pom a bit to give it a bit of a gradient in shade as well. So you can see there, these are all post-wash. I think that's it. And then picked out the edge of the base with I think it's Piat green, I think, from Warlord Games paints range. And that's it really. That's I think later on I pick out the badge on the front of the helmet, but that is essentially it for those. I think it came out all right. Really happy with them. I really wanted to, looking forward to painting these guys up, and because they're separate miniatures as well, not like a big rank. You just can spend I don't know, it's a bit more enjoyable to paint. I could go further, so there's all the metal work, which bizarrely stands out more in this photo than it does in real life, because that's absolutely tiny. But there is all the metal work on I could do on the guns, but I'm not going to do it, to be honest. Maybe in the future, but certainly not for a while. There's plenty more to get on with. So it's a bit more of a zoomed in photo, but it's a bit of a bright, harsh light though, so it's not the true colour. The one that we were, sorry, that's probably more of a true colour of the models, but this just zooms in a little bit more so you can see detail a bit more. So you can see I did paint the hat up a little bit. Don't know if it's the right colour. I've got a feeling it should be green like it is in this one here, but I did it this brass colour anyway because it just stood out a bit more. And here's this kind of highlights what I meant earlier about the basing method. So the old one was a bit, I don't know, artificial looking, whereas the new one I think looks a bit more natural. So I'll stick with this method. So it is, that's my 95th. I just included these in just to see the you could see the two versions of the 95th together. But yeah, quite happy. Got a squad, can't really see it there, but there is 4 stands painted up. And then I've got 4 stands of the line 95th, so I think that'll do for now. And then I'll carry on with some more line infantry going forward. So next I also painted up this guy. So this was I got this from the Warlord points system. I can't remember the name of him, but basically he's stealing the French standard from this guy, and I'm assuming he's finishing him off as well. But yeah, again, mostly all contrast paints, primed white, gore grunter fur I think I used on the horse, and then did a few layers of Agrax earth just to shade it a little bit. And then I just used pure Agrax earth a few times for the mane and the tail, just to give it a slightly different shade. And then yeah, Basilican grey again for the trousers and the roll over the horse, the saddle work, I don't know what it's called. All the red is done with the Blood Angels red, I think, contrast paint. So these roll bags, the flag and his jersey. And then a yellow contrast paint for all the yellow parts. Same with the eagle and the trim was all one yellow contrast paint. I used a black contrast paint for the darker sections. Picked out some detail on the weapons and the scabbards in Retribution Gold, I want to say, from GW. And that's it. I think I gave a bit of a wash over the eagle as well, just to add some extra definition. This is probably the final picture. Actually it is this one, because I've painted the base on this one. I did on this one, just because he being a bit of a special character, I just did do a little bit more. So I did a bit of highlight on, it's not a great picture to be honest, but did a highlighting on the flag and the guy down here. Picked out a bit of highlighting just to make him stand out a little bit more. I don't know, it just felt, being a bit of a special character and all metal, that it just warranted a little bit more work on it. But yeah, pretty happy with how it came out. So I've put him on a base. Did I include him? Yeah, there we did. So I added him to a base of household cavalry, I want to say. I think it is. Because it just felt, I don't know if that's the right guy who did it, if he was on household cavalry. But yeah, I've added him to there. I haven't based them yet, but I'll use the same method I did on the other one. Now, for my horses, I've kind of gone for a base, just to help myself get a load of stuff painted, really. But I can't decide if I'm actually happy with 4 and if I want to put an extra one in the middle. Or maybe I space them out to fill it up a bit more, I'm not sure. And that's kind of why I've not based it yet, because I don't know if I'm going to put another 3 horses on or adjust these so they fill it up a bit more. But yeah, to some degree though, that's another unit done anyway, some household cavalry. One thing I didn't get in this photo is I've been doing some Scots Greys as well, so I'll be adding those to my cavalry, so they're halfway done, and I've already got some dragoons, heavy dragoons painted up, so I've got a little bit of cavalry. I really need some light cavalry though, but I've kind of promised myself not to do any more cavalry until I've got more infantry done. Sorry. So yeah, happy with that. A lot of images seem to have the household cavalry all on black horses, kind of like Shire horses or something. But I did see some other like Google images where they were on all sorts of colours. So I started doing black originally, but I was getting a bit worried it was a bit bland and I wanted some other colours in, so I did add some other colours in the end. So there we go, that's my household cavalry. Again, the helmets, I started doing this style at first, where it's the gold trim following the lines, but the I don't know what this is called, the rough feather thing, or the Mohican, didn't seem to stand out so much. So then I went with a whole, like an all gold helmet, then going just to make that Mohican stand out a little bit more. Looks like I've missed a guy here as well, with this couple of guys with flesh, but I might have got them at a later date. But yeah, I'm overall pretty happy with them. I think that'd be good enough. Another picture there, just picking out the rear a little bit. The colours are all pretty much how I painted this dude. So yeah, contrast paints on the horse. Probably could have done with tidying the tails up a bit more when trimming them, but they should be alright once they're in a rank like that, you can't see it. But yeah, just try to use as much contrast paint as possible just to make life easier. I think contrast paint probably it's not as bold as a proper paint job, but it's certainly faster. And then the other thing I was having a bit of fun with was finally making up some scenery, so I'll do this as a separate video, because I think I'll have a separate painting video for this, shall we say. Whether you're interested in it or not, I don't know, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So this was quite fun to to make. I started using PVA glue at first, so this one you can see a bit there, it's all done with PVA glue. The only trouble with PVA glue is it's not very grabby at the start, so it was taking a bit of time to hold it in place while it's starting to grab. So I got so far using PVA glue, and then to be honest I got sick of it and then started using super glue. But the only trouble with the super glue was a couple of times I built it in the wrong order. So if I go back, you can just about see the instructions don't really make it clear sometimes where the parts go or what order to do it in. So sometimes you'll put in like I don't know, there's a section where you got I'll go to it, these lean-tos here for example. Doesn't say that you have to do this smaller one inside here before you do the outer one, because the roofs interfere otherwise. So I started super gluing this one on and then couldn't get this one in. That's the only bad side about super glue, is once you put it together it's kind of, that's it, so I had to force that in. So it's a bit tricky. PVA glue is a lot more forgiving, shall we say, but yeah, it just takes a while for it to go off. But I mean, the kit is just brilliant. It's good. It's modular as well, so I think this wall comes off. This is one piece here, this wall. This large barn's another piece. This L-shaped stable is another piece, and then the farmhouse is another separate piece. That's what, 4 individual pieces that you just butt up to each other to make the farmstead. But it does mean you could separate them out and use them for other, as separate scenery. And it's about the right scale for Flames of War, I think, as well. So it should get a couple of uses out of it. So yeah, then there's just a picture from the other side. So you can see those lean-tos there to try and push in. It looks like a big style or something. There's a little bit that sticks out just here from the farmhouse, like a little outbuilding as well. But yeah, pretty cool. Looking forward to painting it up. There's quite a lot of detail and little engravings in from the laser cutting, so I'm hoping it paints up quite nicely. And that's it. Let's flick back to myself. So there we are, just not too much. Got a little bit painted. I've got, if I turn round behind me, got lots more of these guys to do. It's a bit brighter now, but there's a lot more line infantry behind me lined up. Some more cavalry, so here's the Scots Greys I was on about earlier. So they're on the painting shelf as well. So we're getting through it. Oh, do I dare risk this? So in this box we can see most of what is completed. Ooh. There we go. A little bit of a preview, I guess. So we get in there, slowly getting there. And as for games, my one opponent should be back very soon from Japan, so hopefully we'll get a game lined up then. And I've got another friend who's not one of the guys I've talked about in the past. That's not Paul or Chris, but good friend Sedge, another one of my gaming opponents, and he's offered to play a trial game or training game with me. So hopefully we'll get a game shortly on the channel as well. So looking forward to that as well. So thanks for tuning in. Sorry it's only a short one, but I just wanted to get something out there and keep the channel ticking over and keep something for you guys to view and hopefully enjoy. All right, thanks again. See you soon.